Alright, let's get started. Yep, we're starting with this, aren't we? Yep, this is one of my favorite morphers of all time. One of my favorite Power Rangers morphers. Here we go. Let's get started, shall we? These are half the cards it includes, but aren't limited to, of course. One moment. These are the first half, and yes, I am missing 2 out of the 5 half that are missing. So 2 of them that are missing, yeah, we'll go over those later, or what sounds they make later. But for now, we're going to start with these. Now, for those that never saw the season or series that this morpher came from, I really can't blame you for some, but yeah, this morpher would be used by the Megaforce Rangers, and yes, the Megaforce Rangers. And this is the morph card they would use. How would they do it? Well, for those of you that's seen the series, you already know. And then this would happen. They would turn into this, because, you know, that's how it obviously works in the universe of Power Rangers. They just morph, and then they turn into the suits. But yeah, nothing more I could say about that, other than these are good figures. And here's the Yellow Ranger from the only example of the female mold from this exact figure line. Now, I did not get these individually. I got these in like a 6-pack or whatever figure or whatever. It was a 6-pack that included all 6 of the Rangers from this season. So basically, that's what it is. So basically, yeah. Now, I know what we're all thinking. Don't they just morph? You know, like, what if they need the weapons? Well, here's the card that does that. This is the card that allows them to use their weapons. Sure, they have their individual blasters that they could just pull out, which is the same one, by the way, but their individual weapons is when they just pull this card out and put it in their morpher. Like this. I can get it in one-handed. And this is the last time I'm going to pull these figures out. But yeah, this is what the weapon pretty much looks like, or more specifically, the Red Ranger's weapon. But yeah, or this Red Ranger's weapon in particular. Yeah, it's your standard weapon, you know. But yeah, nothing more, nothing less. But it looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. And yeah, this is what they would do, or at least this team would do. And here's the Yellow Ranger's one, for example. Is another example. So yeah. And like I said, and like I'm gonna say before, or I've said it before in the past, or myself, but I'm gonna say it here. All the summon weapon cards do exactly the same thing, no matter which weapon it is, so you could effectively just use that card and it would do the same thing. So, yeah, that's what it does, pretty much. But what if they need their Zords? Well, that's where this card comes into play. Now, I'm just gonna say this right off the bat. I don't have the Megazord for this season anymore. Well, I do have one of them, but I don't have the main Megazord from this season anymore. I did, but I don't remember what I did with it. Probably just threw it away or something. I don't remember. It's been so long ago. But this is the card they would mainly use. Let's show it off, shall we? Glitched out on me. Now, yeah, I did say I have one of the Megazords, and this is one of them. I have this Megazord in particular, though I might show it off in its own short or whatever, but just so you know, this is one of the Megazords I own. Now that we got that out of the way, let's just move on. Remember those 2 cards I said were missing? These are not the cards, but I did say these 2 cards effectively, well, I didn't say, but these cards effectively do the same things that these 2 cards I'm missing does. In fact, let's show it off right now. Open this up and... And this one. Don't mind the mess. Don't judge. Anyway. Now, at first, this was all you could do with this Morpher. At least that's what I would say if it didn't come with an additional 5 cards, which I'll show off later. But there is one more sound you could get later on in the line, which I will show off. This card. Yep. This is the Ultra Mode card, well, specifically the Red Rangers one, but it mostly applies the same to the rest of the Rangers of the team. It doesn't matter which color, really, as long as it does the same effective thing, which I will show off. Yeah, it does that all the time for some reason. Or some of the time. Side note, this would later be reused in the Ninja Steel Morpher, but I digress. For those that don't know, that was a later season, but I digress. These are the 5 other cards that this Morpher came with that I talked about, and it may look like there's 4, but there's actually 5. But just trust me, that's really 5. Anyways, yeah, I'll show them off individually. Starting off with the Wild Force Red Ranger. Wait, his actor is just... Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into his actor, but we already know. Then Ninja Storm Red. I think you're starting to get the picture. Right. Oops, forgot to do it in the backdrop. And here's Jungle Fury. Oh. Yep, Jungle Fury Red Ranger. So that was all 10 cards that came with the Morpher. Well, effectively 10, but you get the point. So, what about the others? Well, I'll show those off quickly. Starting off with this card. Now, what the hell is this card, you may be asking? Well, this did come with the video game, the Megaforce Power Rangers video game, released in 2013, obviously, to commemorate the series, obviously, duh. Anyway, it was a pretty bad game, and I hated that game for good reasons, and this card came with it. It was the only good thing that the game came with, at least, so there was that. But even then, most people would go, oh, it's not worth it. I'm like, kind of is if you think about it. If you just collect the cards and collect the Toyline and everything, you should have no problem with this card. And I'll show off what this card really does. I just gotta open this up, insert it, and yep, just says the team name. In fact, there's a later card that demonstrates this that I will show off later. And speaking of tying in, there was even an instance of a fast food tie-in, which did happen for the Power Rangers franchise, not too often, up until, I would say, the Nickelodeon era of the show, and thus, as a result, we got the Megaforce Happy Meal toys. I did have those toys, but I don't remember where they went, and I lost them, and yeah, I think you get the gist of it. But these were the cards that they came with, and this is what was left of it, so let's show off what they do. Starting off with this card. There we go. Now, you may be wondering, what's the difference between those and the McDonald's cards? Well, look at these two and tell the difference. Can you tell? Well, there's 2 differences. One is the little McDonald's golden arches. You can't really see it because of focus issues, but also the lack of a, app scanner barcode. And that's basically it. Now, yeah, I guess that'll conclude part 1 of this video. I'll make a part 2 to this. Leave a like if you want to know if you want a part 2 to this. Anyways, doodles.